What's up, Angel City? It's your girl Panda here for another amazing episode of Angel City Chicks. Welcome to episode 75.
Isn't that what we just agreed on?
I don't remember. I thought 73.
Pretty sure we're at 75.
I don't know. Whatever. We're at something. We're at multiple episodes in, and this is where we are going to talk about our amazing win over OL Reign. But of course, I could not do it without my favorite co-host, Nina. What is going on?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Angel City Chicks, your Angel City podcast every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Don't forget to like and subscribe, show us some love, and get in those comments with us. This show is not the same if you are not in the comments chatting it up with us. We're going to try and make this more interactive than ever. As you know, World Cup is over. We have a little less to talk about. So
yes,
we can interact more. We can bring you a little more of the chaos that you've come to know and love.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's going to be a fun one. We don't have to scoot through all the information really quick. We can actually maybe talk about it a little bit. And if you're in the chat and want to interact, like she said, we can have a good time with it. So, but anyways, is there anything you want to warm up with or start off with? I mean, I went back to work for the first time yesterday.
I know.
I know. It's been 9 months since I've been to actual work. Isn't that ridiculous? Who does that even?
It's absolutely crazy. And then you had today off.
All right. Yeah. So for the record, I work 4 days a week. So I always get 1 day off during the week. And I got there yesterday and it was kind of warming up and getting, just saying hi to everybody. And I had to call EIS helpline to make sure all of my logins are ready to go. And the problem is they have to reactivate them and it takes 24 to 48 hours. So there was no point in me being at work today in the event that nothing worked. So she's like, just take tomorrow off as your day off. And then you can come back on Wednesday and start working on all of the mandatory compliance training, which we all know is so much fun. It's so amazing. It's literally going to take me till Christmas to finish all of the mandatory training that I have out there. So
where's that womp womp button that you had? There it is. Yeah.
So anyways, but yeah, that's what I'm doing. I am now, of course, waking up at my amazing 5 a.m. and going into work and, going out and doing the Lord's work and surgery. So
yeah, the big question on everybody's mind is, how are the cats handling this?
Listen, the cats are the kind of cats that sleep from about, I would say, 10 to 4. And that's literally what Christian kind of works. That's his shift. So it's all good. I get up, I feed them at 5 in the morning, and then I go to work. They go back to bed. Then they all get up together. He goes to work. They go back to sleep. And then they wake up and I feed them. So it's all good. Everybody's happy. Everybody seems fine, unaffected. And yeah, like I said, I still have my 1 day off during the week and I have my weekend. So we are all good to go. And it's going to take a minute. I was exhausted yesterday after getting up at 4:50 because I got up a little early just to kind of get back into my routine and everything. But yeah, I know it's going to be, no more late nights after games. If I have work the next day, that is for sure. But
yeah, that's going to be definitely a challenge. And, I'm here for you. I'll go to sleep early with you. I promise.
Appreciate you. So anyways, we don't have to dive into it because again, like you said, we don't have a whole lot of news out there. I mean, there are definitely some things happening. And I think the biggest news is still everything that is surrounding Jenni Hermoso, from Spain and what is going on and just, I don't know, the epic collapse of what is happening over there. And I don't know, Nina, give me a little bit of your thoughts on what you've seen out there and what you think.
Yeah, let's start with just a little background in case you haven't heard what's happening. So Jenni Hermoso is a player for Spain. She was one of the players that really solidified and won it for Spain. And, she won the World Cup. And as she's going up to get her medal and, celebrate with her team, she was kissed. Yeah. It's a weird thing to say, but she was kissed.
Well, and he jumped up on her,
and
he jumped on her and wrapped his legs around her, and he's like, "Oh, she picked me up," and I'm like, No, that she never picked you up. You jumped on her. You literally wrapped your legs around her,
Yeah.
kissed her, and, did a whole
So
bunch of other things, prior to that as well that were just inappropriate, all around. So,
So the president of the Spanish Foundation actually like kissed on the lips we're talking about. And Jenny has come out and said, I didn't want that. And we already know Spain had like a lot of issues within their federation of disputes with the coach and issues with them. We now have technical staff coming out in support of Jenny. We have Jenny's own words saying, I didn't want that. I didn't like it. It was not okay. This is sexual assault. Like if we're going to be honest, this was live sexual assault to a woman who should have been able to celebrate. And unfortunately, the Spanish Federation is like, no, we analyzed her body language and she can't just remake the story.
I mean, it's
What?
just disgusting. I mean, I went on Twitter sometimes I go on Twitter and read comments, and it fills me with hope and love and all the good stuff.
Oof.
But 90% of the time it does the opposite. And that's exactly what it did. Like all of these people coming out and saying, "Oh, well, why did she say something right away?" Well, one, that's not how this works, okay? But two, she actually did say something immediately in the Instagram live in the locker room right after where she said, I didn't like it. And it's just there's just so much like stuff going on right now. Susanna Collins did a whole thing today, had a big, amazing speech on the Golasso network. So go check that out, what she had to see, because it is right. I mean, like we are not, like you said, like we're not living in like this crazy era where those things were just accepted and people moved on. We're living now in an age where we need to stand up and say, like these are professional women doing their job, and you need to treat them as such, and they should not be having to go through this right now. They should be able to celebrate their first ever Women's World Cup win, and it's just being completely overshadowed. And like, oh, Sam said in the chat, his mom's going on a hunger strike. What is happening? Like,
Until her son's name can be cleared, and because he's being like, I
well,
can't. Like,
ma'am, you raised him, and he's doing this, so I don't feel bad for you right now. Sorry, but
there's just so much wrong about this, and the fact that he continues to like double down, and that the federation is doubling down. The woman herself is saying no.
right.
Like, let's take that. And the problem is, as so many people have pointed out, this is why a lot of women don't come forward when something happens to them.
And everything they experience is not even usually on film and camera, and we're still saying, oh no, it didn't happen, or that didn't look like she had a problem with it. Like, are you a mind reader? I mean, I'm sorry, but when you're in that moment on that big stage and you're celebrating something, the last thing you want to do is turn it into a negative event. The last thing you want to do is be that person who is like throwing a fit up there and making a scene. Like, you're just in the moment enjoying it. And sometimes, I mean, they say hindsight is 2020. You walk away from it, the excitement, the adrenaline, everything comes down, and all of a sudden you start processing what just happened. And you kind of take a moment, you're like, wow, did that really happen? Like, this is like, oh my gosh. Like, and she probably wishes she could have said so many things in that moment, but she didn't, and it doesn't matter when she said it. The fact is, she said it. She came out, and here we are, and it's just so disappointing. But what's not disappointing is the support that she is getting, especially here in the US around the NWSL. I think we saw it, from the moment we set up at the tailgate for the game and everything. And yeah, we have some comments, or we have some quotes. Do you want to read some of those?
Yeah.
Quotes?
So just some of the things that Angel City players are saying is it's tough right now because it's shocking what's going on. I don't know if there's been an update during the game, but it feels like every day we're learning new things. What gives me hope is to see most of the world coming together. I still think that as a collective voice, as women and as women with our male allies who are now coming forward, we can't be ignored. I hope that she feels the support. I hope that just keep going and saying that we believe her and say that we're with her. We want to see change. Players are putting their careers on the line for this, both the men's and women's Spanish national team players. Sorry, I'm tripping over all of my words here.
I should not have had you read this.
Me and reading, eyesight, we had this conversation earlier.
We'll just finish it out. You're almost done.
Yeah. And you're seeing the different clubs games now, and I'm looking forward to the day when change actually happens. For us being on this side of the world, I hope that she feels the support.
Yeah, definitely. I hope so too. There was lots of support in the stands on game day as well. There was support down on the pitch. Everybody got together and they had a Contigo Jenny sign, of course.
Mhm.
And I mean, not that that can do anything. I feel like this federation and this group of men over there, it's they don't seem very influenced or swayed by what's happening. But I hope she feels the love and support until the right people are in the right position to do the right thing. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
You know,
you know
I wonder if FIFA would allow her to just come play for the US. Like, we will grant you citizenship. You can be on our team. If your
absolutely.
federation won't support you, it's a little better over here.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that we do take these things a little more seriously over there or over here than over there. I mean, we always talk. I mean, there's always a lot of work that still needs to be done here in the U.S. when it comes to a lot of issues and social things and justice for for minorities and different kinds of groups of people. But I do think that we would have handled this vastly different. If this would have happened, which I don't think it even would have, but had it happened, with the U.S. women's national team, I think it would have been condemned immediately and people would have been fired and there wouldn't have been
And
a chance.
sued.
Yeah, and sued. I mean, like we would have already been well on our way to the courthouse with this, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I hate talking about this. I want to talk about, the amazing women and what they did and the fact that they won, but
And somehow the
yeah.
the narrative has become about a man who sexually assaults women.
Yeah, in front of everyone on camera, but she asked for it, right?
At least she wasn't wearing jeans. They can't blame what she was wearing.
Her shorts, were they too short? I don't know.
Yeah, was that it? Sorry.
Anyways,
Goodness.
I don't want to
Yeah.
I don't want to stay on this topic too long. This is an Angel City Chicks podcast. And well, we had a pretty exciting weekend. I think we know at this point in the season, every single game is very, very crucial. And we need all the points that we can get. Playoffs are still, we can still see them. I mean,
They're getting closer.
Yeah, you might need binoculars or Nina, you might definitely need glasses and binoculars, but you can see
Daniel
it
said it in
there.
the chat. He couldn't make it to the last game, but when he found out that we are now 3 points from the playoff line, he couldn't wait to come through and watch this show. Thank you, Daniel, for being here with us. We're excited too. So before we go into Angel City, though, we're used to having the narrative when it comes to injuries, but Sophia Smith,
Yeah, I think this is
now
important.
injured.
Yeah, this is kind of important too because depending on how severe her injury is, I mean, I think our last home game or one of those, I think it's even on Fan Appreciation Night. If Sophia Smith is injured in a way where she's out, we wouldn't play against her, and I hate that for her. But as far as securing points and doing what we can to claw our way into playoffs, that's I mean. That's a big loss for them because that definitely gives us even a little more hope that we will be able to pull out a win. I mean, Portland's a tough team. We don't have good luck against them, but we also had terrible luck against OL Reign. And when we talk about that game, you're going to find out that luck has changed. And I think we're still full tweet ahead as far as that goes. But yeah, so that sucks for her. You never want to see a player injured. Absolutely not, especially a player, at her caliber and so impactful and so much fun to watch. I hope it's nothing, but she was on crutches. It looked like she kind of slid in and the way her leg was, her knee kind of got caught under her. It was kind of hard to see, but stay tuned for that. We'll see. I'm anxious to see what comes out of that and if that is something, that we need to be keeping our eyes on for a little bit later in the season when we do face Portland.
Absolutely. Sophia Smith has a 0.56 expected goals per 90 minutes. That means she's scoring in at least every other game, if not more. She's in the race for Golden Boot, but, Portland is still a tough team. So I don't hope that she's hurt, but I hope she can't play us. And is this so were they at home? Is this still like a turf thing? I can't remember if she was at home for this.
I'm not sure. I can look, but I will come back to you on that.
Yeah, because if this is another turf one, we've got log it, put it in the books. It's one of those things.
Let's see. Was that August? No. They were in Washington. So
Okay.
I don't know what they play on, but
That's Audi Field, right? Am I
sure.
making stuff up? No, I'm not.
It's Audi Field.
Hey,
Is Audi Field grass?
can't type or read.
Oh well, don't worry about it. We'll come back to that if you find
It's
out.
Bermuda grass.
It's
good
Bermuda
stuff.
grass.
It's the
Okay.
good stuff.
All right. So we can't hashtag blame turf on this one, but
No, not on this one.
either
But
way,
yeah, so hoping
hopefully it's
Sophia
nothing new.
Smith gets better, but not in time to play us.
Or maybe she has just limited minutes, as she plays it cautiously when she does play us, because there's a good chance if their points are, let's see, I know we'll go over standings in a minute, but they are top of the table. So if they're pretty secure at the top, I doubt that if she's not
Don't rest
100%,
her.
that they would play her. So maybe that's the thing. I hope that she is fine when she comes to see us and feeling good, but not well enough that they feel comfortable playing her against us. And yeah, we can have those 3 points. We'll just take those. Thank you.
Yeah. Other players, this one not injured, but as we transition to Angel City news, something was noticeably missing. Someone very, very important to us, noticeably missing recently. Panda, you want to get into it?
Yeah, so I mean, there has been a lot of chitter chatter every time that the availability report for Angel City comes out the day before the game, and a notable name missing for excused absence and personal reasons has been Julie Ertz. And I know we've talked about it on our podcast, and this will definitely we should do a poll, I think, on our story after this. And so if you're listening, look for that. Maybe tomorrow we'll put it up. Is Julie Ertz going to ever come back, do you think?
Yes. She
Do you
can't go
think
out
she's
like
coming
this.
back?
No, she needs like a big goodbye farewell thing.
Well, she probably does. I wish I had like something like I wish I
I'll
could
call her.
champion for her right now, but I don't know. I wish she would say something. But Angel City did say something, so I'm going to read the statement that they said. But and I think this was Becky Tweed who said, "I think for Julie, she just needs another week. Again, she has a 1-year-old son and a husband in the NFL, so she just needs a little bit more time, and we have to respect that. Coming back from a World Cup is difficult, but especially when you also have a world full of other things. So we're respecting that time that she needs." So basically they're just saying she's got a lot going on and this is not her priority.
Yeah, and
That's the way I read it. Like, which is
I
fine.
get it.
Fine if that's not her priority. But I wish she could come out and say something. I don't know. Because we do miss her. We do need her. We did not, though, in the last game, thankfully. I mean, we managed to do it without her, but I wish she would say something. I think much like you wished Kristen Press would be a little more present and, a little more transparent
Yeah.
and available for, to talk about things. I wish we could hear what she has to say. Like, I'm excited to get back with you guys, like just taking some personal time that I really need for me, but you know what? I guess
Next week.
we have to respect that, and that's
Yeah.
what we're gonna do. But I don't know.
Yeah.
If she does come back, I think it'll be to come back to say goodbye.
I think so too, unfortunately. Since she announced her retirement from international soccer,
Right.
This isn't a rec league, but if she wants to play in a rec league, I'll go watch her every day.
Yeah, exactly.
But you said her name. Let's address her.
All right. Yes. So
I
we
joked with Panda when she added this slide. I was like, who is that? I don't even recognize her.
not in a soccer uniform, right?
Yeah. So Kristen Press on the screen. And this is because we have a non-update update.
I mean, it's so funny. So the article they put out was Angel City coach provides update on Kristen Press's recovery. And it didn't really say much. I mean, the beginning of the article started with Angel City is taking it, quote, week by week. That's your update, folks. We're going week by week. What have we been doing? I feel like we've been going week to week for a long time. I mean, we're literally month to month at this point, but they did come out to say, they did confirm, that she did have the 4 surgeries, and obviously the situation was very unfathomable at the beginning for her. And I think that they said, Here, I'll let you. I'll read what she actually did say. But it was just funny. They started out with just that update, but said everybody's recovery journey is different, and we're all aware of Kristen's journey and her multiple surgeries. A player of her quality and caliber is obviously really highly missed. Again, everybody's recovery journey and pathway to what they need to come back and return to the field is important. We're taking it week by week, and it's important she returns when she's ready. And there's no official timeline on that. But we'll continue to offer support through the process, and we're excited for her to return whenever that may be. So the non-update update is that we're just going to keep supporting her, and when she comes back, we'll be the first to let you know.
Another player that needs to come back just so she can have a retirement party. We're going to be like the team you go to for your retirement party because it's big, we're loud, it's fun.
God, stop. Oh my. I mean, it is quite an environment to come to. Like, I mean, like with Megan Rapinoe coming in and having her last game at BMO, she definitely got a warm send off, welcome and send off from that. But yes, so as far as Julie Ertz and Christen Press are concerned, the update is we don't know anything quite yet. But we'll let you know.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in. I'm so glad that we could be your breaking news for that. So cheers.
Yeah. How does the breaking news sound go? Like, boom, boom, boom. No, what is it?
Really?
I don't know how to the sound effect when they have breaking news on like the TV and stuff. It's not like boom, boom, boom.
Sure, Nina. Sure. If you want it to be bump, 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 it can be bump, bump, bump. Let's go.
Now I've got a different song in my head, but that's the news we have for this week. Without the World Cup, we don't have quite as much to talk about. So now we can actually get into a game recap.
Yeah, and what a game it was. Can we first start out with the tailgate?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Panda and I almost walked away with 15 puppies.
Yes. So as we had mentioned in our last podcast that they were going to have at the Fan Fest, they were going to have adoptions for puppies, and boy, did they come through. They had like 8. I think if you saw on our story, I did I did post it. They had Great Dane puppies, and they were so stinking cute. Unfortunately, it was really, really hot. I mean, this is the first tailgate where it has literally been almost 100 degrees, and I felt really bad for them at first, but they were dousing them down with water, and they had a fan, and they're doing their best to make sure that they didn't overheat. But they were so stinking cute, and definitely the most visited booth at the Fan Fest. So should have come out if you didn't. I really wanted to save everybody a puppy, honestly, but unfortunately, they wouldn't let me bring it in to the game, so I didn't know what to do with it. So
sorry, Max. We asked if we could save you a puppy.
Yeah, and they're like the only people that they were actually adopting him out to officially were staff members and players. So 3 of them actually had gone to staff members and players from what I knew. Everybody else that came, they were taking applications for. And then they were going to do their, home visits and do their interviews and stuff so that they could really determine who was very well fit for these dogs. Because I'm going to be honest, Great Dane puppies are adorable, but they grow into giant dogs. Great Danes. Yes. These are 100+ pound dogs that no, they don't require a whole lot of space to run, and they really don't. They are literally big lap dogs, but they do eat a lot. They do, if they're not trained properly, they can cause some damage. So you have to be ready for that. And unfortunately, big dogs are surrendered so many times to shelters because once they grow out of that cute puppy stage, people just somehow don't have time, space, or money anymore for the dog. And it's just so incredibly sad. So if you want a dog, please think very long and hard about what that commitment means to you and be ready for it, because there's nothing worse than returning, a 2-year-old Great Dane and then having to figure out, who wants to adopt that now. And so anyways, they're adorable.
If you're not someone who can make the commitment to, having a full-time animal, foster. They always need fosters, and they were also signing up for that. I fostered obviously Amanda's kittens. So that's how
that went. We all know how that turned out. So thank you for not fostering a puppy.
A Great Dane. Oh, I should have.
If you would have fostered it, I would have just been like, just bring it on over. Let's go.
You know, that's what Christian told me. He goes, she knows I wouldn't be opposed to it, right? I was like, oh, we all know you're not the one saying no.
Yeah, no, exactly. So
Like, you're not. That's not you. No.
anyways, if you guys haven't been out to a tailgate, by the way, please come out. There's a couple home games left. Come on out now. I don't know. I'm sure they'll have a fan fest. They have to have one for Fan Appreciation Day against Portland, I would think.
Yeah.
But even if they don't have a fan fest, there's so much fun food and drink going around in just the supporters section of this actual tailgate. Come and see us. Come and chat and meet us. Like we're not so bad to hang out with. Like we're fun. Yeah, we all right. But when there is a fan fest, it is a lot of fun. And if you like to have a drink or two, they
We have
they
those
have
too.
samples, and I swear that's all I needed the rest of the day was just to walk around with we tried the Archer Roos wine, which is delicious. We tried the Flying Embers. They had some classic lime margarita and strawberry guava margaritas to try. And then Johnny Walker had a booth where they had like a full-blown cocktail for a
Cocktails.
sample. I'm like, it was like in a glass, and like, this is not a sample. This is a drink. So
That's
thank
a
you.
whole cocktail for
Appreciate
freezies.
you. Appreciate you.
Yeah. On that last game against Portland Thorns, I know this is going to be shocking, but we have agreed to not have our sangria. We are going to go straight mimosa because it's a 2 p.m. game. So we're going to be having mimosas. We'll have a little OJ on the side for those who can't partake.
Yes.
But come on by and have fun with us. We like talking to people.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Having a breakfast themed tailgate. I'm so excited for that.
Ben has promised tacos.
Breakfast tacos?
Well, we're gonna commit him right here and now. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, let's just fry up some bacon, some eggs, throw some cheese on it, and let's go. With mimosas, like, can we just do that randomly anyways without a game?
They call it brunch.
Oh yeah, that's right. We know that all too well. We know brunch. Absolutely. Yeah. So anyways, please make it out to tailgate and come say hi to us. Aside from that, the pregame festivities were lots of fun. Like I said, a lot of support for Jenny going around. There was a fantastic crowd, 22,000 people. Definitely the highest attended NWSL matchup of the week. They put out their numbers, and yeah, I mean, we are showing up and showing out. And you know who else showed up to this game?
We did. Our team, Angel City.
We did. Yes. Nina, talk a little bit about going into this, what OL Reign and what we've done.
Yeah, so up until now, we haven't beat OL Reign. And what is it called? Spoiler alert. What's it called? Spoiler. It's called a spoiler, Nina. We won.
We did. Yes. So podcast over. Thank you for tuning in. We won. Cheers to that, right?
Yes.
No, we did. Yes. Coming into this matchup, we had not fared well against OL Reign. I mean, we had never won. We had tied once. And yeah, I mean, but I don't know. I wasn't nervous going into this game. I'll be honest. I was not.
Oh, I was.
No. I was not nervous. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was just...
Must be nice. No,
I don't know. I felt really strongly about how our girls had been playing, despite not having a few people. I felt like we have a lot of fun depth right now that's really being utilized correctly, and just excited. I mean, again, Becky Tweed, since she's been interim head coach, she has not lost. So there was no reason to really be too nervous about this.
I guess that's why I'm nervous, because I don't want that to end for her. Like,
do you feel like it's coming? Do you feel like it's coming eventually?
No,
like she can't win them all?
I always say it's like the hope that kills you. And now we're getting so close to playoffs and we're on a good run. I just don't want it to stop. I want it to keep going. Like,
I know.
Full tweet ahead.
Full tweet ahead. That's what I'm saying. Let's go. All right.
So let's get into this game. We had a goal from Clarice Lebion and a goal from Madison Hammond. And of course, the Reign's Megan Rapinoe scored their only goal for OL Reign.
And as I think Megan Rapinoe still leads like the league in like PKs, like converted.
Yeah.
So no surprise there. I mean, but
we go back to that. She leads the league in PKs, and we all remember the World Cup. Okay, moving on.
I was gonna raise.
You were gonna roll right over it, and I just went
roll right over it, and you're like, turn around.
Wait, we missed that.
Yes. So, All right. Yeah. And again, I don't know. We'll talk about that penalty when we get to that. But let's start off this game. Of course, we we opened the scoring on this one, and boy, did we do it! And so, I mean, I love that they are converting on like set piece plays. Like I know that is something that we definitely needed to work on. And thankfully, in the 13th minute of this game, we're going to see Madison Hammond send a long diagonal ball into the path of forward Scarlett Camberos. She made a run up the right wing, and Claudia Dickey, she did come off of her line to try to clear the ball, but she caught up with Camberos near the 18-yard line. And she took a forward touch to beat her and sprinted into the penalty area. With her next touch, she sent a square cross into the 6-yard box where Le'Veon was making a run, hammered her shot into the roof of the net, and we are now up 1-0 in the 13th minute. And that place was electric. It was so much fun. And yeah, I mean, great start to the game.
That's the way I like to start, coming out strong, coming out with a very solid goal. Love to see it. In the 24th minute, Didi Harachich is able to actually make another big save, and Reign forward Jordan Hoytema actually receives a long ball near the halfway line, sprinted up the right wing into space, beating her mark, took a low shot from the edge of the area, which Harachich was able to dive right and collect.
Yes, thankfully Harachich had some great saves in this game. She's really always been pretty good at those. We'll talk about PKs in a minute, but she's always been pretty good at making those saves. I think the one thing we've already criticized her is what she does with her feet.
When she doesn't catch it. Those are
right. Exactly. So, but yeah, we'll move on. So we did have another attempt in the 29th minute. We got the ball up the right wing. Some quick sequence of passes. It started with Sarah Gordon, none other than her. She is such a beast back there, and I think severely overlooked a lot of times when we talk about team of the week. Like she's just killing it back there. And we saw time and time again how much we are so happy to see her back there. I mean, she saved our butts many times.
That was
I know. And she's able to pass the ball to midfielder Savannah McCaskill, who passed it to defender Allie Riley, who found Le'Veon in the pocket with a diagonal ball. Le'Veon did get her shot on target. However, Dickey was there to save it. But loving the way Le'Veon has been playing. And I feel like I need to eat a baguette or a croissant after this podcast.
Ooh, I could go for a croissant. Croissant. So I thought we looked solid. I thought the first half, we looked like a better team. We looked like the winning team. It all felt good. But in the last 10 minutes of the half, Reign were able to regain some momentum. And, we did well to defend and keep them from getting any shots on frame.
Yes, definitely. I mean, that was solid defending in our area. Again, I mean, Sarah Gordon just being back there, like Sam said, she had number 15 in her pocket, just, able to just shut down any kind of chances in that way. So again, love Sarah Gordon so much. Now we're going to scooch on past the half. Do you know what, I didn't look up our subs or anything that we had at this point, or do we have the same kind of lineup in the 57th minute?
Ooh, give me 2 seconds.
You can talk about that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move on to where I was talking about set pieces and how we've been working on them. And this is where
sub in Jasmine Spencer and Keijo. Le'Veon came out and Allie Riley came out.
Okay, well, that was at what time?
That was at the 70th and 69th.
Okay. Well, this is in the 57th minute that I'm going to talk about. So pre-subs.
Oh, sorry. I got too far.
I know. That's okay. We are going to see Angel City. They're going to go and double their lead. And this is after a free kick was awarded from 30 yards out. Again, we're going to see Le'Veon. She's going to send this ball into the 6-yard box where we're going to see Hammond break free. And she's going to get a volley on target. And it appeared that Dickey did get a hand on it, but she was not able to hold on to it. The ball hit the net to double our lead. It is now 2-0 in the 57th minute. And yeah, that one, I initially thought she saved it. And all of a sudden you see it just roll to the back of the net. And I think Hammond said the same thing. She thought she had saved it at that initial point, but
yeah,
she did not. The ball goes in and we are up 2-0 and just feeling pretty good at this moment, I think.
Yeah, it cracks me up because Hammond's quote was I can't believe I'm free. She could not believe that she was free in the box. And then she was like, oh, I'm going to shoot it. Can you imagine the surreal experience of, wait, what? Like,
How
how did I
like,
get here? How am I free in the box? Oh my God, I'm going to score. Oh my God, she saved it. No, wait, she didn't. It went in.
I'm just amazed that all of that is being thought about in like literally like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Like ball coming in, you see it, you hit it, it goes in, you celebrate. Like I feel like it all happens so fast. And for her to have like those thoughts, like that just goes to show, like they're always thinking, always assessing the situation, finding out, like what is going on, like how can I contribute to this play? And thankfully for Hammond, she did. So
Yeah.
we're living pretty good, but they always say a 2-0 lead is the most dangerous lead in soccer.
It is. But you did mention the substitution. So I found another. Alyssa Thompson came out in the 58th for June Endo. On the OL Reign side, we saw Quinn and Hoytema coming out for Fishlock and Balser. And then in the 69th and 70th, we saw in for Spencer, in for Kjo, out for Clarice Lebion, and Allie Riley. So that
Alright.
kind of gets us through all the subs. And that takes us up to the next point, which is in the 74th minute, where Reign are actually, unfortunately, able to pull one back after forward Bethany Balser was fouled in the box by Camberos and earned a penalty kick. Megan Rapinoe, of course, stepped up to that spot, and she sent that one low and to the left, just beating Dee Dee's dive.
I can't say that I ever saw a replay on this to really know, like, was that a penalty? I didn't see anybody really contesting it, and I didn't see them replay it. They never went to VAR. It was a pretty quick call. I mean, like, it all happened very quickly. So I don't know. I didn't go back and watch it. I know Sam in the chat says it was not a penalty to him. So I don't know. So either way, we saw Rapinoe go in. It wasn't I don't know. I didn't think it was a great shot by Rapinoe. I mean,
Maybe it wasn't really a PK, and this is all rigged so that she could have a goal in LA.
maybe that's what they wanted. Is that why Dee Dee didn't
this
save
is Hollywood.
Is that why Dee Dee didn't save it?
Yeah, Dee Dee got paid.
Because it was not, again, it wasn't
That's
like
how I'm telling the story.
It wasn't like a crazy one. I felt like it was a very similar ball that was hit to Anderson when she saved it in that game. Like low into the stop or low into the side, like down low. I don't know. Anyways, was it a makeup for the missed handling pen? Maybe. I don't know. Those are all great questions.
Keep the rumor mill going. Spread the gossip.
Right? Now, was it rigged? Did they want to give her that penalty for reasons that, are beyond us? I don't know. Again, I didn't watch it back, but either way, the lead is now cut in half. It is 2-1. And in ACFC fashion, we're just going to have a bunch of stressful moments that are going to kind of ride this out to the end because, we've got a good 20 minutes now that we have got to sit back and defend. But one thing I will say is we didn't really sit back. I mean, the subs that Becky Tweed put in there, she definitely was still attacking minded with everything that she was doing. Even going up 2-0, she was still attacking focus, putting in the players that she did. So thankfully, Harachich, though, she's going to come up big again in the 85th minute when defender Sophia is almost what I said. That's great. Sofia Huerta beat her defender, took a hard diagonal shot that the keeper jumped and got a glove too, tipping it over a bar, and that was definitely an oh crap moment. We're like, oh my gosh, like this is not going to happen again to us. Please, this cannot happen. We need these 3 points. We cannot tie this up at the death because I think we got 7 minutes of stoppage time at the end to wait out.
We're going to call it Botox time from now on because it's going to make us all wrinkled and ulcers and we're going to need Botox to fix it all.
Yes, they definitely keep us on our toes. But again, we were able to hold out and get the 3 points that we so desperately needed. And Angel City comes out on top, winning this game for the very first time against OL Reign 2-1. And yes, as Maximus said, it was the aliens. Hopefully they were there to actually help us win, honestly.
Yeah. And with that, OptaJack coming through for us. Angel City is unbeaten in 9 straight matches in all of NWSL competitions, not allowing more than 1 goal in any of those games. Turnaround, period.
And they're holding it down. Our defense is definitely has come to play, and I feel like our offense has now finally kind of showed up. Like I'm really loving kind of what's going on now. I don't know what if any do you feel is our biggest I don't know, weak spot right now with the team. Like we've always said, like in the first part, last year we were like, oh, our defense is holding it down, our offense isn't doing so well. And then,
Mhm.
then we were giving up goals, like what was going on. Do you feel like we have a weak spot right now in our team, or do you really feel like we've almost found that point to where everything has just like kind of come together at the right time?
Yeah, I feel like we're almost in that meshing point, but this is when you double down and you try harder because now things that aren't necessarily weak are starting to show. Like we never talked about Dee Dee before. She wasn't a conversation because Dee Dee held it down for us. And now to me, it is a topic of conversation. Is Dee Dee still the starter? So what was good for us even 3 months ago, 4 months ago, isn't what's necessarily good for us now.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, I mean, with Dee Dee, I mean, she did technically, I mean, she saved everything. PKs, I kind of like throw those out the window. Those are definitely one of those kind of luck of the draw opportunities. So but yeah, I mean, like you say, yeah, weak spot is still the attack. I don't know that people get real nervous when we're in the box. I think we've gotten pretty lucky with some of them. I think we're still waiting for those, like, that person that when they have the ball, the defense is scared. And, we have a lot of people, though, that can score. And I think that's what's good for us. I see Scarlett Camberos coming in and really being involved in a lot of plays. Someone said, like she's an assist machine. She's definitely doing things. I'm excited. I want to see more from Alyssa. I think it's time for her to get back into her rhythm coming back from there. I think she was so hot in the beginning. Like I'm ready to see her get back on the scoring line again. I think Savannah McCaskill has been solid. I think she really has, and I've loved seeing what she's done. I just think we just have a lot of really strong pieces that feel like they're really playing well as a team together, and that's showing in our results. We haven't lost. We have
Yeah.
not gotten beaten in 9 games, and we have not played teams that are terrible. We've played good teams, and we've gotten results. We've gotten points, and I really appreciate that. And it's fun to talk about these games at this point.
Yeah, and as we talk about them, let's look at the stats from this last game. So obviously we won 2-1. We had 5 shots though to their 14.
Yeah, I mean
3 of
that's when
ours
you.
on target to their 4.
Yeah, I mean, like Max said, our attack is still a little bit of a weak spot, and we're not really like testing their keepers a lot. We're just getting really good shots that are going in. I mean, lucky shot here, and like Scarlett's had some crazy angles on her shots that have been fun to watch, and so yeah, I mean, again, not really testing
Mhm.
the net a lot, and
But
I would
this is, I
like to
think, also
see.
what we expected against an OL Reign. They're very heavy in possession. They
Sure.
keep the ball, they pressure high. And, it was going to come down to getting through those few chances that we could. So, this is kind of what I expected against a team like this. So, we had 40% possession to their 60, but honestly, I didn't feel like we looked bad in this. We didn't look like
No.
we were out of place. We competed and we had a solid win.
I mean, like we've said, you can dominate the stat line all you want, but the one that only matters is the win. The goals that are scored. And in this case, where we've so many times been on the opposite side of that, where we've dominated everything but the score line, we finally figured out like it's not having the ball, it's what you do with it when you have it. And we were able to, when we possessed the ball, we were able to convert that into goals, and that is ultimately what won the game. Certainly don't want all the games to go that way, but again, against a tough OL Reign team that we have never beaten, to get this result, I think it is a massive win. I think it is a huge, huge thing, a vote of confidence for the girls going forward. And I think it's exactly what needed to happen to really make that final playoff push in these last few games.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we talk about that, let's go ahead and get into those standings because, as we alluded to, we're getting
We're
closer.
creeping up there. I mean, look how tight those numbers are. I mean, like you said, I mean, 3 points definitely puts us right there with Rain. It's definitely the goal differential that we have to work on. Is it head to heads that what do they use for tiebreakers on standings in the WSL? Is it goal diff?
Now I'm going to have to Google it again.
Google that at
I
some point.
believe
We'll
it's
talk
goal
about.
diff first and then head to head, but
So, getting 3 points would put us right there. But I mean, again, it's still really close. I mean, what 7 points separates us between us and Portland. I mean,
okay.
two wins puts us right there. It's great. I mean, I it's not a bad place to be right now. I mean, it could be better, absolutely, but we could it could be so much worse. And I'm proud of the girls and what they've done so far. So this is where we're at. We're sitting in ninth place with 21 points, right below Louisville, which again, I mean, they have a goal differential that's better, and they're sitting above us. So I have to assume that is going to be the tiebreaker. But
it is goal differential. So prior to 2022, that's when it switched. 2022, it was head to head. Since then, it goes to goal differential.
Got it. All right. Andy has a great comment in the chat that I think Nina is probably going to be giddy over. Please, if you would read that, Nina, that'd be great.
GameFlow XPG has great graphics that illustrate what a team does with their possession. Some teams possess in their own half and just pass the ball back and forth. Andy, you can't give me stuff like this to look at when we're on air.
We're going to lose her. She's going to go down a rabbit hole in the middle of this podcast now, because that is literally like her love language.
It really is. Thank you, Andy.
Write that down, Nina. Yes.
Oh, I've already pulled it up. It's on Twitter though, so I'm going to have to remember how to get into Twitter.
All right, I'll help you out with that. So, anyways, that's what the stats look like. We'll talk about the game coming up, which is the current, but they're sitting in 11th place with 19 points. So, a great game to really get 3 points with, I really think, because of where they sit and where we sit. That would only help us. So, let's talk about this. So, Friday on September 1st at 5:00 p.m., we are going to see Angel City travel to Kansas City to take on the
this
current.
Friday.
Yes.
Can't believe it's already September. Do you know it's September?
I do know it's September. Thank you. So as far as our matchup with the current goes, we actually are sitting pretty good. We have 2 wins and 1 draw against them. And but we've both been doing pretty well in our last 5 matches. I will say current has gone on a tear, just like we have. We both have 3 wins and 2 ties in our last 5 matches. So I have to say this is probably going to be a much more exciting game than I really want it to be.
Yeah, I think this actually might be more challenging than the OL Reign game. Kansas City, obviously new head coach, just doing some good things over there and getting everybody together. So when we see them, I'm not even really sure what to expect, because they've been developing kind of how we have. They don't have a true identity yet. And as much as they've started to click, what I'm expecting is going to be a very compact defense. And then we'll see there. I don't know. I think they're going to have like really good notes for you guys, but it's been a little fluid. So I'm not watching every single one of their games, and all I can say is their defense is compact, and we'll see what happens.
I mean, I think they're definitely going to be gunning for the win because of the position that they are in. They really do need to get in the scoring column because they need 3 points. A tie is not going to help them out any. So I think they're going to come out, and I think they're going to be very, very attack minded, knowing that it's going to be really important for them to get on the scoring line probably early and quick, and then really pull out that defense, hard as they can to really prevent us from trying to get something through. But
yeah,
it's going to be a good one. I mean, I know there's going to be a watch party for this.
Yeah. And I'll take a point on the road. Like if we can hold them to a solid tie, I'll take it, because all we need to do is stay ahead of them. Really. That's the name of this game. After that, we've got Red Stars, we've got Pride, we've got Dash, and we've got Thorns. So we have more games where we can earn points. Right now, we got to stay ahead of Current. We got to stay ahead of Dash. We got to stay ahead of Chicago. So we got to keep them below us in order to get through.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, a win for them bounces us down and they go up, and we do not want to see us lose any ground whatsoever. Like I said, a win for us would put us right below the Reign, depending on what everyone else does. I mean, you know how this goes. We're always so close going into playoffs that every game that's played, not even just our games, games that are played elsewhere are so important. And this thing can look completely different after 1 week of play. So keep your eyes on that. How many of the remaining games do you think they need to win?
Got to win at least 2. Must win at least 2, because if you don't win at least 2, the people from below us are getting above us.
Yeah, and then the people we're playing a lot of teams that are in the same position we are. And yeah, I mean, I really just want us to, I think we need points with every game, no doubt. But wins definitely 2. I think this one this one would be huge if we win.
We can do this. I believe in us. I think we got this, but that's not the only thing going on in the Angel City world. There's some fun stuff. You alluded to this watch party, which is happening this Friday when September starts, because
Yes.
September is now.
September might as well be now. We are there. We're in the week of September starting, so let's just go for it.
Yeah. So watch party starting at 4:00 for those who can get there. Game starts at 5. Watch party ending at 7:30. Moe's House of Axe, which is a fun place to go downtown Los Angeles. Panda, you've been there. You enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's a great place to go. It's kind of like in like Koreatown kind of area, so parking is kind of terrible. So plan for that, especially on a Friday night.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how that goes. But it would be fun to get together with everybody, especially there. It is a great place. I mean, good food, good drinks, big area for everybody to gather. And if you schedule it appropriately, maybe you could throw some axes at halftime. I don't know.
Right.
I hope we're not so frustrated we feel like we need to throw axes. That's all I'd say.
I think you do need a reservation for axe throwing, so make sure you make that ahead of time if you're planning some halftime throws.
Exactly. So that's what's going on. And then also on the weekend, they are going to be doing the Outland Sports Festival Saturday and Sunday. They're going to see the street team out there playing in a soccer tournament. There are more details with the on the Instagram bio if you want to check that out. So it'd be fun to go out and support them as well. That's about all I got, guys.
Going on.
I mean, yeah, a lot of stuff going on. I mean, this is a fun time of the season. It's nice to know that we can still talk about possible playoffs, and that we're not so far removed that it's a pipe dream. And yeah, I mean, I'm excited. They're looking great. I like when when our teams get hot at the right time, and I think we're definitely getting hot at the right time. If Julia does decide to come back, I think that's only going to strengthen us and make us better. But I do love that we are able to pull out these results without her. So that just goes to show that we're definitely clicking on a lot of cylinders. Our depth is really finally feeling like it's there, and I'm excited to see what we do. And Friday is going to be a big, big testament to the direction I think the rest of our season is going to go.
Absolutely. This is an exciting one, and I'm glad, as you said, we're heating up when we are. But you know how we like to sign off. We do have a quote here for you. But before we get to that, I want to just reiterate, you can join us live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Thank you to Max, Andy, Sam, and Daniel for being in the chat with us. It's always more fun when you're here, and it's not just me talking to Amanda. I do that every day when she answers my phone calls.
She does. Yes. She loves to call while I'm in the shower for some reason. I'm not sure why, but I don't answer.
Not on purpose.
Sometimes I do. I'll answer on my watch and be like, I'm in the shower.
Yeah. And if she doesn't call me, I call her husband. It's great.
Yes, pretty much. Where's she?
Amanda's ignoring me.
Sometimes. No, I would never ignore you. Sometimes I don't talk to you when it's just like not when I can't like give you my full attention. So.
Andy says eyebrow raise.
Yes. Anyways,
so let's go to this quote. It's coming to us from Allie Riley. She says, "Tonight was one of those nights that I'll remember for a long time. It was such a team effort. The crowd, the noise, it got a little bit dicey at the end, but they helped push us through those 7 extra minutes and get the win."
Absolutely. Yeah. The crowd was in it. It was a good one. If you weren't there, you missed out. Hopefully we'll see you guys at the next one. But you know how we like to sign off.
Bye. And here's our fluff.
So everybody, September 11th for 2 weeks, you can get blizzards for 85 cents. I just wanted to put it out there.
Gosh.
I'm so excited for Dairy Queen Blizzard. I love Dairy Queen Blizzards. Like, is this a thing out in California? I need to know.
I don't know if I've ever had a blizzard.
That was my horror button.
But as JR would say, like, I like, that shouldn't surprise you. Come on now.
Why?
I don't know.
Anyways, I love blizzards. I love Oreo blizzards, mint blizzards, cookie dough blizzards. Turn them up, they turn them upside down.
Yeah, I've had McFlurries. That was my go-to as a kid.
McFlurries are just a stupid McDonald's knockoff of a DQ Blizzard. Stop.
Wow.
Get out of here with
These
that.
Are fighting words now.
I mean, that machine's always broken. We know that. It's a thing. There's a reason. Ugh, thank
Wow,
you.
Sam agreeing blizzards are better
Blizzards
than
are
McFlurries.
way better than McFlurries.
So are
They
we
don't
gonna do a taste test? Are we gonna get a McFlurry and a blizzard
oh
and, like,
god.
blindfold each other?
Yes.
We
Yes.
must do this now.
Yes, we are gonna do a taste test. Oreo
Oreo. I like
McFlurry
Oreo.
Oreo McFlurry versus Oreo Blizzard, and, yeah, we're gonna do that, and I guarantee you I will tell you who will win, but anyways, I just want everybody to know that I hate gatekeeping information because I don't like when people do that. Like, have you ever gotten sucked in on an Instagram video about something and you waiting, and then like 20 minutes later, you realize they still haven't told you what the product is
Oh
that's
my
going to help you look
gosh.
20 years younger? And you're like, wow, I'm so invested in this. I have to keep going. And then you realize it's something absolutely ridiculous and you wasted your whole afternoon trying to figure out how to not look your age anymore. I've never done that. No.
Wow, that was a lot to to, like
But what I'm saying as I'm gatekeeping information is 85-cent blizzards at participating locations, I believe starting September 11th. Please go and get them and tag us on there because I love
or go
blizzard.
get a McFlurry and tag Panda.
Look, I don't hate McFlurries. I just
Apparently.
am not if I'm at McDonald's, I'm getting french
Also
fries.
tag the location so people know where they can go.
You can go to the Burbank Mall. They have a DQ in the Burbank Mall.
No, for the McDonald's because it's always broken.
Oh, yeah, yeah. The McFlurry machine's always broken. So if you go there, good luck. It's kinda like Yahtzee. Like, I don't know, like roll the dice, who knows? But either way, I don't hate McFlurries. I love McDonald's, but I don't go there for their McFlurries. So
Mm.
I go there for their french fries.
Their french fries are very good, and the cheeseburger. Just the plain cheeseburger.
I agree. So
Yeah.
anyways,
The
I
things
wanted to put that out there.
we can agree on something.
Yeah. Anyways, that's something I had to throw out there. I felt it was only appropriate for fluff because if you're still with us, then
Then you
you're
needed the
expecting
DQ
you're
news.
expecting something crazy to come out of
Yeah.
here. So
No,
is there
it's
anything else going on in life that is exciting?
oh, goodness. Do you have next Monday off? I do.
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
And I'm gonna take Friday off, so I only work 3 days next week. So I'm getting back to work, guys, but I'm doing it very, very slowly.
You're tiptoeing back to work. I
Oh,
literally
know.
didn't even know you weren't going today until I looked at your story and you were in like your workout clothes. I'm like, that's not work attire.
I get a day off. When did you think my day off from work was gonna be?
Next year.
I get a day off. I mean, I could work, I guess, 50 hours a week, and that's fine.
No, that's
Most
too
people
much.
probably do that. I'm probably very privileged with my
No,
shift.
that's way too much.
There's no point in me going to work because it takes 24 to 48 hours for all my logins to get reinstated. So I called yesterday and they were like, it could take this long. I'm like, cool. So we talked to my boss. She's like, well, just take tomorrow off. And then when you come in Wednesday, hopefully everything will be good. And then you can sit there for the next 6 weeks and do all your compliance training because
Should
that's how
ask to
long
work
it's going
from
to take
home.
me. Yeah. Anyways, thank you everybody for sticking around for us. This is a fun recap. Hopefully, you guys were entertained. Thank you for joining us in the chat. We love having you here. We're gonna try some new things. I think we might do something maybe on a Friday, Saturday where we pose a question, and we'll talk about that and your responses on it here. But if you're in the chat, obviously you can give us live responses as well. So, anyways, do you have anything else you'd like to talk about, Nina?
I need somebody to come over and put my laundry away. It's been sitting out for about a week. Thanks, bye.
I figure like the laundry that's sitting out that hasn't been put away is the laundry that you usually wear a lot. So I just kind of run through that pile.
Yeah, except it's all wrinkled now, so I have to steam it, which is even less likely to happen.
You just put it back in the dryer. What are you talking about? Steaming. Who does that?
What kind of chaos is this?
Jeez, what do you have? Do you have starch too? Are you making like crispy collars and stuff? Like, what are you doing?
No. God, no.
Anyways, all right, guys. Thank you again for sticking around for us. It's always fun. We will do this again, hopefully next Tuesday. We'll have some fun stuff to talk about. If you come out to watch party, tag us if we're not there. I haven't decided if we're going yet. I'll be honest. I have to work till 5, so that commute.
I have no shot at making it. It'll take me till the end of the game to get
Oh,
there.
wait, I just said I'm not working Friday. I'm actually going to Ontario.
Oh, so it'll take even longer to get there.
No, wait. No, I'm not.
Do you
That's
know
next
what
week.
day it is?
I don't. Oh my gosh. I'm so
You
sorry.
gave me such a hard time earlier for not knowing it was about to be September. And now you don't know what day it is after all of that.
Yeah. Anyways, maybe I'll go.
I can't with you.
Goodbye.